Power of Positivity with TKJ.
Authentic African radio swag. Fresh out the box. Homegrown radio. Ekaya. My home.
Have you liked our social media pages? On Facebook at Homegrown Radio, Instagram homegrown.radio, Twitter at radio_homegrown.
Ekaya. My home.
Once a wise man said, face the failure until the failure fails to face you. My name is Tumelokuba, aka TKJ. This is the power of positivity. Today I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I'm joined by Bliss Sibia. My guy, how are you, man?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing? It's good to be here once again.
Bro, I'm super excited, man, to have you on the show.
Very nice to be here, my brother.
Easy. Okay, to be quite honest, like as a gent, how do you feel?
I feel good, man. I mean, apart from the saying, indota I can't believe guys.
I don't know, like I cry.
Yeah. No, and that's good. It's very good to be vulnerable. Especially, during the times that we are in. Usually there's that saying that, you mustn't cry, niggas don't cry, men don't cry, or we cry behind the scenes. It's really important that we voice things out and have discussions as men. And that's what we learned at the men's conference, the whole idea of being vulnerable amongst men, and women do it all the time. Women are able to, express the vulnerability, to vent to people. And seeing as a machita, so it's not easy at all.
Because in our mind as men, we've got this mentality that we are strong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there is no need for us to cry, and I think that messes up our minds in a way that we end up doing mistakes because we are pretending to be strong, bro. Magunzima.
Hey.
So you need to.
I remember that song by Uscha. What's in Kumbuluma? About all of those type of things. It's like it's expressing vulnerability, bro. Saying what's I can't now. I really need to go home. And then there's that in the song. It's like, why are you crying for your mother? And it's like, hey, Vetsu, like you don't understand. Like I'm hurt type T. So those type of songs, they really do bring out the vulnerability of a man, and we should really celebrate that because it's not easy even expressing.
True. Because like another thing that I've learned is that why, especially us guys or as men, whenever we are in a situation that allows us to cry, we say mama instead of saying baba.
You see, and that's another thing, because the idea is that you don't cry to ubaba. Ubaba's gonna be like, I was override. Whereas mama actually gives you that tender, loving care. And it's a very good question that you're putting out there, because I mean I had a discussion earlier on. With some male figures in the family, you try get assistance from the male figure in clean, but the male figure is like, I clean and daughters what right. I clean you're like, but come on, man, like, and then you go to Ma's like Hamtanam, and they actually give you that warm hug,
that comfort.
Exactly, that comfort.
And
that's all you need.
Last week they were explaining like the word comfort. Where does it come from? Comfort means like to be there to respond to someone's feeling at the same time. Comfort. That is why whenever we go to comfort someone, we say we are there to console that person, because we are there to respond to the feeling that they're having currently. Yes, man. Last week,
yes, sir,
we were at Rivers Church in Sandton. Super amazing conference.
That was fire.
Joe, I'm a changed man right now. I'm a changed man. I don't know how to put this, but there's a lot that was happening there, and for the first time in my life to see such a huge church, where like they've got activities, games, restaurant inside a church. Oh, guys, that is so amazing! Imagine having a church that is a restaurant. That is amazing. Also, they've got cinemas. If I can remember again, because I saw a place where like there's a TV where like people they can just sit down and watch the movie. So I don't know whether I should put like it's a cinema or what, but like there was that kind of a setup in the church. That church is so amazing. Rivers Church is in Sandton, but they've got they've got other campuses and other branches out there. Man, first time when I saw the church, I really saw an amazing artwork of God, and saying, okay, God can be more creative. Christianity it's not about us being poor, because now people, they know Christians as people who are poor people. But as soon as I saw that church was amazing, full of positive energy, full of love. Everyone there is full of love. If maybe I lost, they will tell you, please go this side. And also, but guys, I don't know whether I should say this, but no.
No, say it, bro. Say it. It's a safe space, bro.
No.
It's a safe space.
No, I'm gonna get in trouble. No.
No, got you.
The experience was amazing.
Yeah. What did you learn there, bro? Because I remember the theme of the men's conference 2023 was no man left behind. Yeah,
that was amazing.
What do you take from that? Just that sentence alone. What do you take from it?
Number one, as a man, I'm not alone. Number two is that I don't need people who are gonna carry my casket when I'm dead. I need people now who are gonna carry me while I'm still alive.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in a way that I need to help other people in order for me to carry those people in my life.
Yeah.
Because at some point we think we know everything as men. At the same time we don't know anything. Mm-hmm. That is why we need to humble ourselves in order for us to be able to be with other people. Because at some point the reason why we leave other men behind is because of the situation that we went through. Yeah. Maybe there was an argument, there was a miscommunication before, so it's very difficult for ourselves to go back and get the man who's left behind. Yeah. But the fact is, in life you must never ever leave any man behind, because you never know where you are going. You're gonna need this person that you have left behind. Yeah. So it's very imperative for you to go back and get those people that you have left, those people that you have been fighting, those people you have been having arguments with. Go back and get those people and say, guys, let's continue with the journey of life, because I don't want to see any one of you left behind. So basically the conference opened my mind, opened everything about life, and I'm starting to see life in a different perspective, because I never knew that basically there are people that have left behind because of my own personal goals, or my own insecurities, but I need to go back and try to help. So basically the theme, it says help one another. Like, just to summarize the theme, no man left behind, help one another. Even if you see this person is not doing well in life, hey, there's a pastor who said, don't look at their failures or don't look at their current situation, but look at their future possibilities.
Exactly. That was the OG, Pastor Dan Bronner. He spoke bars at the event.
Don't look at their present situation, but look at their future possibilities. That is amazing, man.
Yes,
then man, tell us more about your experience, man.
Yeah, from my side, just to touch on what the OG said, I remember the first day, on day one, he was speaking about emerge. The whole idea of emerging, coming out of something, and then he spoke about metamorphosis and where it came from and the whole idea of it. Like, he just kept on throwing bars, bro. And then that very same day, he spoke about saying that as a man, you need to focus on 4 things. He said attention, potential, intention, and retention. My goodness, like those 4 things alone, like how he extrapolated and he elaborated on those things, it was like, whoa, bro, like I've never viewed it in that perspective. And he's like, focus on those things, and all of that equates to the legacy, especially when it came to retention, saying that, okay, you do things with intent, but you retain it. Why? So that your family is able to continue that legacy. And as a man, we always speak about that. We always speak about lineage. We always speak about, umdeni, saying, you want to build that home. You want to ensure that the foundation is laid so that the next generation is able to, springboard. It's like a relay. You can put in the Olympics, there's someone that runs around the lap, they pass on the baton. So that's the whole idea of this whole men's conference, that everything that we do, we're sharing vulnerabilities, we're sharing experiences, we're sharing stories. But because of that, we are able to learn from each other. We are able to get some key lessons. When every time I look at attention now, I just think of what Dan Bronner said. Every time I look at potential, every time I look at intention, like everything I do now, I do it with intention. And for the sole purpose of getting retention. Because at the end of the day, I want my family to be G'd up. Like, I want them to be sorted for life. And I understand that I have to, take certain steps. Even though time or my great-grandfather didn't do certain things, I have the responsibility to do that, so that the 3rd generation after me, they're able to succeed. And remember, he even said in the Bible that, a good man really takes care of the 2nd generation or the 3rd generation to make sure that everything, the generations are covered. And I learned a lot, man. Like that men's conference, powerful stuff.
was full of bars. First of all, it was full of bombs, man. Like,
Bars,
like it was bars after bars after bars.
Every time,
So, one thing that I've learned is that as a man, I need to change my name. Say my name is responsibility.
Yes, sir.
I've got a responsibility.
Yes, sir.
To have a responsibility doesn't mean that you need to have a kid in order for you to have a responsibility. Even if like you don't have anything in your life, like there's nothing to do, there's nothing like that you're busy with in terms of activities.
Yeah.
You've got a responsibility.
Yes, sir.
A responsibility. And earlier on you said that sharing responsibilities. At some point as men, we love to carry everything. It's good to be responsible, but don't carry everything. It's good to be that guy who's always there, but don't carry everything. Because at some point of the journey, or along the journey, you're going to get tired in a way that you'll end up throwing everything to anyone else. That is why it's very imperative as a leader. You need to have that kind of relationship with the people that you lead. In order, even if like you are having something heavy, it's easy for you to engage with those people that you are leading and say, okay, guys, as a leader, there's a situation like this, and I need you guys to help me. Because if you're that leader who's always trying to carry everything, you don't want to give something else to someone else, you will end up losing focus and you will jeopardize everything.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking on the whole idea of leadership, remember again what the OG, Pastor Dan Brown said. He mentioned what a leader is.
Yeah.
He broke down that word and he said that LE equals path.
Ish.
And then the DR was, finder. So essentially a leader is a path finder. I didn't even know that, bro. I didn't even know that, dog.
So,
Right? It's crazy.
Joe, this is so powerful. As a leader, you always find a path. Even if there's no path, but you will always find the path.
Yeah. Imagine though. Imagine like the power of words, bro. The power of words. I think, and it really taught me that every word comes from another word, which comes from another word, which has a different meaning. So imagine us as human beings. We come from certain people who stood for certain things.
True.
The importance of legacy, bro. So I think also as men, we also need to realize that our role in that particular generation, it's in. Like, what are we doing? The fact that we were born between 1997 and we're going to die whenever. But we were born in that year. What is our responsibility at that time? Just as you mentioned that, your name should be responsibility now. What responsibility are we carrying in our generation as insays or as men? So that the next generation would be given another role, would be given another responsibility. So if, for example, you living in the hood, your responsibility is to make sure you get out of the hood. And then your son or your grandson's responsibility to ensure that, they are probably outside of the country. They are doing something for themselves. So each generation has a particular role that they play. You know what I mean? And that's effective leadership, bro.
True. They also have learned something about God doing something great. So most of the time, we want God to do great things for us, but we don't want God to do great things through us.
Yes, sir. Yes,
See,
sir.
I'm back. Yeah, man, this is the power of positivity. I'm chilling with your boy, Bliss Sibia. The past weekend, we were at Rivers Church in Sandton at the men's conference. It was super amazing. Basically, for those who don't know, it's a life-changing conference. If you want to know more about this thing, you can go to their website. It's riverschurch.co.za, and they've got their YouTube channel, Facebook page, Rivers Church in Sandton. So it is amazing, guys. It is amazing to be part of that conference. So also next year, they are hosting another conference.
Yes, sir.
And currently now they've got early bird tickets. So it's 350. If you want to join, just go to their website, riverschurch.co.za. Then you will learn more about the next conference.
Yeah.
Let's speak about the worship.
Boy.
The worship.
Boy. No, it was too much. It was lit.
There was a song that they were singing. They're saying, Christ is my firm foundation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, as a man, it's good to have those responsibilities, have those ideas.
Yeah.
But who is your foundation as a man? In order for you to have that legacy, in order for you to be responsible, take care of families, in order for you to find path where there's no path, who is your foundation?
It's the OG at the top, bro. the OG at the top. That shouldn't even be a question, bro. Like that's like standard thing. With Mkunkulu, you know, the OG, the God himself.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one that lays the foundation for you to build on. You know, I mean, we always can bring it down from God, Father, and then you. Because God gives your father the foundation so that he can create the foundation for you through him. You know, so the big OG is the one. He's that nigga. You know, he's definitely that nigga.
Yeah, those who know God better, they will say he is the author and the finisher of our faith. So he knows the end before the beginning begins. I know, guys. I don't know, is this allowed or what? So God knows the end before the beginning begins.
Yeah.
I'm correct, man?
Yeah.
I hope like I didn't butcher anything.
No, you killed it, bro.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. So basically, God is the author and the finisher of our faith. As a man, in order for you to take care of your family, take good care of your family, don't just do things without his approval or his leadership. That's why I'm saying, like, in order for you to be a leader, you need to be led by someone. In order for you, like, to be a good leader, you need to be led by someone. Today, you're on fire.
Now you're on fire. See, that brings us to another era. You know, Pastor Dan Brunner was speaking about fire. Remember what he said about fire? Fire, if you break down that word, or if you find the root word of it was focus. And remember, along with that, he said that if there's fire, you know, the Lord is basically saying that is where you should put focus. So if it's lit, you better go and do something about it. That OG, my brother. Shout out to Pastor Dan Brother, boy. No, he killed it. Those words, and that's why I say, like, we should really focus on the words. We need to figure out, okay, what does leader mean? What does focus mean? Fire. You know, the fact that fire came from focus, because, you know, if you need to put focus, you need to look into the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Like him now.
Boy, we were going in, dog. Like, I paid attention. Like, and you know, the important thing of words, and that's why we always say, like, the power of communication. Yeah. Because if you break down these words, you find that, okay, these words have a lot of meaning. Yeah. You know, just think about it. Focus, fire, two different things, but, you know, they come from the same place, bro. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's mind-boggling. You know, so shout out to the bishop all the way from Atlanta. You know, we were paying attention while you were teaching. We were learning, man. We were learning.
Paying attention now.
Yes,
no
sir.
On girls, I'm paying attention now.
And then the other aspect was, and this stood out for me a lot, was the success in small things.
Oh God!
Remember that, bro. Remember that. What was he saying, dog? Like, preach to the boy.
Celebrate small achievements in your life.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Celebrate small achievements in your life, because small achievements, they create bigger achievements. In a way that even if, like, today you got 2 rand, that's your small achievement, because you never know that 2 rand can create 5 rand tomorrow, can create 200 rand tomorrow. Yeah. So celebrate small things in your life. Do not underestimate small things, because like, guys, he's telling the truth. Yeah. Every single time we we undermine small things, or we take advantage of small things, think that what is going to do to me, or what is going to do for me, without knowing that the smaller things can build up and create bigger things. Exactly. Guys, when we are building a house, we are not using bigger rocks, but we are using small bricks in order for us to create that huge amount of huge house. So we need to take care of the small things that we have in our lives. Small things can create big things. You know, and I resonate with that so much, because, you know, in school we always hear about, you know, this thing called chaos theory, or the butterfly effect, and that basically says that the smallest cause has the greatest effect. So you need to pay attention on the small things, because things start off small. You know, businesses start off small, and then it leads to this colossal multi-million-dollar, you know, multi-corporation enterprise. You know, so you really have to start small and pay attention to detail. Because some people just miss that. They miss that step. Whereas it's really, you know, they say that the detail, the devil's in the detail. You know, where you have to, you know, check the small things, because the small things lead to what? The greater things in life. So think about chaos theory. Think about businesses that you started. Think about other businesses that have been out there and how they've really come to being. You know, they started small. The idea of small, bro. I feel like that is the best way to start, because then you start to gain things. But you always have to start small. And another thing that we need to consider as individuals is that before something gets bigger, it starts somewhere.
Exactly.
It doesn't just happen.
Exactly.
Somehow everything gonna start small. Anyway, that even people are estimating and say, "What are you doing?" Because this thing is too small.
Exactly.
Not knowing that everything grows.
Yeah.
Even a child when it's born, that child is too small. Anyway, that at some point you never thought one day it's gonna grow bigger.
Exactly.
But the potential is there.
Exactly.
Potential.
Yo, we were so
Potential.
excited, man. We were so excited, man. The potential was definitely there. Yeah.
So, Pastor, I think it was Pastor Henry.
Yeah.
Like I'm correct.
Yeah, Pastor Andre, yeah.
Yeah, Pastor Henry. He's saying that everything has a potential. The man that we left behind has a huge potential.
Exactly.
That is why we need to go back and get them.
Yeah.
Because like they've got a good potential, just like a snake. I'm gonna make an example of a snake. When you see a snake, you know it has a potential to bite you.
Yeah.
Even if it won't bite you, but because it has that potential to bite you, now you need to be careful. Same applies to the situation No Man Left Behind. We need to go back because they've got a potential in life. They've got a potential. So don't look at their future failures, their future situation, their present situation. So, okay, let me just say it again. Don't look at their present failures, present situations, but consider the future potential that they have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the beauty of leadership. And speaking of leadership, you know, going out there to the men's conference was sponsored by the Lead African Network.
Yes.
So we have to give them a major shout out. Here's the merch right here. Here's the merch right here. The Lead African Network. It is through them that we are able to learn about things that are happening in Africa, things on the continent, seeing the leadership spaces and growing the next generation of leaders within the continent. Because why? You know, we just spoke about it. You know, we have the potential. You know, we have the intention. We just need to maintain the retention because we are all leaders in our own ways. We just need to. I need to drop bars, man. You know, that men's conference, like major shout out to the Lead in African Network.
Yeah.
You know, they really plugged us, and it is for that reason like we have to acknowledge them because leaders lead. We need to identify leaders. We need to groom leaders. We need to develop leaders because we really see the potential in them to lead in the future, my nigga.
That is amazing, man. This is the power of positivity. What an amazing show, man.
Yes, sir.
What an amazing show, man. I've learned a lot from this show and I've learned a lot from the conference.
Bro.
So, automatically, I'm changed, man. Anyway, that I want to continue to be like this.
Yes, sir.
I still want to grow in this thing. My name is Tumeno Kubai, aka TKJ. This is the power of positivity. If you want to be part of the podcast, just email homegrownradio.za. Then follow our social media platforms, Homegrown Radio throughout. Thank you so much.
If you also want to promote, if you have a business that you want to promote or you want to promote yourself, please go on to sales@homegrown.co.za and we will be very happy to communicate with you and see exactly what we can do. You know, let's talk business because at the end of the day, if you start off small, you can end up big. Let's get it.
Another thing, no man left
behind. Yes, sir.
Authentic African radio swag. Fresh out the box. Homegrown Radio. Ekaya. My home.
Have you liked our social media pages? On Facebook at Homegrown Radio, Instagram homegrown.radio, Twitter at radio_homegrown.
Ekaya. My home.